Here's my dandy, Professor MJ!
I have never seen anything like it. The NFL picks are off to a jaw-dropping 10-2-1 record and 83% winning percentage. That included a perfect 4-0 last week. Yes sir, that deserves putting on this dollar chain. If you add the bets on totals and the prop bets I have sent out to my paid members on Patreon, we have generated 20 wins, 3 losses, and 1 tie so far in the 2021 NFL season. That being said, I am seeing less value in the week number 4 betting lines. So far, I have provided you with either 4 or 5 official picks per week, while I only have 3 this week. As you can see, I am not forcing picks just for the sake of it. A quick warning for you. If you are the type of sports bettor that likes following popular picks because it makes you feel comfortable with your bets, then you won't be happy with my recommended wagers. Many people may bash me for this week's selections in the comments section below. I have looked at picks made by other sports handicappers or reporters from major media outlets, and the vast majority disagree with me. I'm fine going against the grain and sticking to my own beliefs. So, are you ready for my top 3 NFL picks for week number 4? Let's rock and roll, guys! Pick number 1 is rated 4 stars. It goes to the New York Jets plus 7.5 points against the Tennessee Titans. Nobody likes betting on a crappy team, but I'll do it this week. If you have watched the Jets offense this year, then your eyes probably started bleeding since the show was so horrible. That being said, let's take a look at the defenses they faced. Carolina, New England, and Denver. All 3 of them are above average units in the NFL. 2 of those games came on the road. Now, I'm not claiming Zach Wilson will magically toss 4 TD passes since he is facing a much weaker defense this week. All I'm saying is New York will, in my opinion, find a way to move the ball enough to keep this contest close. The Jets' rushing attack has the 17th best yards per carry average, which is not bad. Meanwhile, the Titans' offense may be without their top 2 targets, A.J. Brown and Julio Jones. The former is definitely out of this game with a hamstring injury, while Jones seems to have a 50-50 shot of suiting up this Sunday. Even if he plays, he is clearly bothered by a leg injury, and the team's talent level drops off significantly after Brown and Jones. That will make life much more difficult for Ryan Tannehill, who has just 4 TD passes versus 3 interceptions this year. Obviously, the Titans have a beast at running back with Derrick Henry. I'm not sure things will be super easy for him, considering the Jets rank 11th in terms of yards allowed per rush this season, and they may stack the line of scrimmage a bit more if both starting wide receivers are indeed out for this matchup. Over the past 10 meetings between these 2 squads, the Jets own an 8-2 record against the spread, or ATS. New York has also beaten the spread in 4 of the past 5 games in which they were established as home underdogs. Would you like to know how Tennessee has fared as the visiting team when facing a team with a losing record? Their ATS record under such circumstances is a disappointing 6-20. In other words, they have trouble crushing teams on the road. Some people will truly believe I'm crazy, but I'm going to take it a notch further by claiming the Jets have a reasonable chance of winning this game outright. I see this game getting into a slugfest, in which case a turnover going New York's way could make the difference. Maybe the Titans will end up crushing the Jets 45-7 to make me look like a fool, but that's a risk I'm willing to take. So, going against popular belief, I'm taking the JETS as 7.5-point underdogs against Tennessee. Pick number 2 is rated 3 stars. Under 49 points in the Buccaneers vs. Patriots game. My reasoning here is quite simple. The strength of each offense does not match up very well against the strength of the opposing defense. Let's start by focusing on the situation where Tampa will have the ball. We all know how the Bucs offense relies much more on its passing game, since Leonard Fournette and Ronald Jones don't scare many people, as opposed to Tom Brady, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and Rob Gronkowski. However, New England's strength on defense happens to be its pass defense. They currently rank second in the NFL in terms of passer rating allowed. Granted, they have not faced an elite quarterback yet, but they still got the job done, right? On the other side, let's consider the case where the Pats hold the ball. They are more efficient on the ground with Damian Harris, rather than using Mac Jones' arm. Unfortunately for them, Tampa's run defense is like a wall. I clearly don't see New England scoring points at will. Bill Belichick's plan is likely to be to make the game shorter by running the clock as much as possible, which is great when betting the under. The running game will probably struggle, so he will likely ask Mac Jones to make short throws against a depleted Bucs secondary. In a highly anticipated game, the show may not be as great as advertised, with fewer offensive fireworks than people expect. In my opinion, a total of 49 points is too high, so I'm putting my money on the under. Pick number 3 is rated 1 star. It goes to the Washington football team laying 1.5 points at the Atlanta Falcons. Before the season began, Washington's defense was projected to finish among the league's top 10, maybe even top 5. Allowing 20 points against the Chargers in the season opener was okay, but surrendering 29 and 43 points to the Giants and the Bills turned out to be a big disappointment. With the extra motivation to finally display a good performance, they will turn the tide this Sunday. Washington has a strong defensive line that will put pressure on Matt Ryan. I expect them to rack up numerous sacks in this meeting since Ryan is very bad under pressure. There is no debate that Washington has a better defense than Atlanta's. The same comment could be made about each team's offensive lines. As for the offenses, I view them as being of comparable talent. They both have a very good go-to receiver with Terry McLaurin and Calvin Ridley. At QB, Matt Ryan is a better passer, but Heineke brings the possibility of picking up first downs with his legs. I am not necessarily overexcited about this bet though, as evidenced by my 1-star rating. Atlanta shows a 12-5 record ATS the last 17 times they were home underdogs. As for Washington, they have beaten the spread just once, the last 8 times they were established as favorites. Those numbers worry me, but my analysis of the game still leads me to go with Washington here. I'm going to proceed with caution though. As a bonus for you, let me give you 4 unofficial picks, also called leans. Lean number 1, the Carolina Panthers plus 4.5 points at the Cowboys. This pick almost made the cut as an official one. The rest factor clearly favors Carolina since they played last Thursday while Dallas played Monday. Did you know that the Cowboys are 1-6 ATS when playing Sunday after a Monday game? Also, Carolina has beaten the spread in each of their last 6 road games as underdogs. Lean number 2, the Bengals laying 7.5 points against the Jaguars on Thursday night. Jacksonville's offense has been putrid this year, despite facing below-average defenses like Houston and Arizona. The Bengals happen to have a good passing offense, which turns out to be the Jags' weakness on defense. I like it. Lean number 3, Colts plus 2 points at the Dolphins. This will be another unpopular pick, but I'm going with Indy anyway. The Colts D has not played up to its own standards so far, but I'm expecting a strong performance against their former QB, Jacoby Brissett. The Colts have a great offensive line that should be able to open up holes for Jonathan Taylor and Nyheim Hines against a Miami's run D that ranks 19th in terms of yards per carry average. I'm also going to bring up the famous bet a road underdog following a road loss betting angle that I have discussed and used successfully in previous weeks. Lean number 4, the Seattle Seahawks plus 3 points at the 49ers. Another opportunity to bet a road underdog coming off a loss as the visiting team. San Francisco is 5-21-1 as home favorites, which is abysmal. Meanwhile, Seattle shows a 13-5-1 record against the spread over the last 19 meetings with the Niners. I'll go with Russell Wilson in his battle against Jimmy G. Let's hope our incredible 2021 success continues this week. Do you know many sports handicappers that hold a PhD in statistics? Probably not. In fact, I may be the only one. I invite you to subscribe to the sports betting YouTube channel in order to get free NFL, MLB, NHL, NBA, college football, and college basketball picks. I'm not making picks exclusively based on gut feelings, as most people do. As you can see, my betting tips are also backed by analytics and statistical research. I'm Professor MJ. Thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and smash that subscribe button now. Bye, my friend.